So you find that you're responsible for making critical decisions in your organization on a tight deadline without compromising quality. You have to juggle projects, meetings, and administrative duties simultaneously in the glaring scrutiny of your superiors and subordinates. Work with the resources provided, be it understaffing, budget constraints, insufficient time, and you can't help but feel the weight and overwhelm. In this video, we are going to discuss 4 practical ways to create balance in such high pressure work environments without depleting your energy levels. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nancy, and if you're meeting for the very first time, kindly consider subscribing and pressing the bell, and you will be notified every time I post a new video on matters leadership, professional growth, and career advancement. In leadership, for the most part, you'll notice that you're squeezed between the demands of your superiors, that is the upper management, and the needs of your team. And this calls for a strategic balancing act. You're required to handle complex problems regularly, handle conflicts within the team and with your clients, and still be accountable for the success or failure of your team and the projects that you undertake. And this can be mentally exhausting, leading to chronic stress and anxiety, reduced performance, that feeling of being detached from work, opportunistic health problems, like migraines, hypertension, sleep disorders, and even a weakened immune function, not forgetting the personal relationships that may get strained as you struggle to find time between family and friends. And you know that the pressure is taking a toll on you when you're constantly tired. Even after a full night's sleep, you have difficulty falling or even staying asleep. You start overeating or you lose appetite altogether. You start experiencing that element of tightness, particularly around the neck, the shoulders, the back. That's your body's way of telling you that there's something that seriously needs your attention. Are you experiencing persistent feelings of worry, fear, dread, feelings of sadness, hopelessness, lack of interest in activities that you once enjoyed? Or maybe you've noticed that it's becoming increasingly difficult to concentrate, which comes with its own element of frustration, anger, memory problems, here and there. Or are you the kind of person who has difficulty detaching from work? So instead, you're going to pull away from social interactions, turn to substances like caffeine, alcohol, nicotine to cope with the pressure, all the while neglecting self-care. Are you slowly joining the procrastinators club, applying delay tactics, avoiding responsibilities? You are becoming overwhelmed, and maybe you don't want to admit it. Just ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited and interested in your role are you compared to when you started out? Are you still able to make decisions on the go? If your general outlook towards your job is slowly moving to the pessimistic realm, for someone who was always considered upbeat and positive, this video is going to help you put some of the questions into perspective. Achieving balance in high pressure work environments is paramount for sustaining productivity, fostering effective decision making, maintaining mental and physical health. You want to be able to think on your feet, make decisions, informed decisions. Your team members rely on your creativity and innovation for effective problem solving without you experiencing decision fatigue. And balance is going to allow you to take the mental breaks and the recovery needed, leading to high decision quality throughout the day. When personal life and work are in balance, individuals can focus better on their tasks. Distractions and stress from personal issues are minimized, and this leads to a more efficient and effective work. As a leader, you want to get to a point of achieving more in less time, and balance is going to encourage you to have efficient work habits like prioritizing tasks. Just think Pareto's principle, the 20% that has to be done to cover for the 80% of the day's tasks, or the 20% of your team members who are guaranteed to get the job done over and above. People who have dialed down on work-life balance have a way of managing their emotions such that the stress levels are reduced, contributing to higher job satisfaction with healthier habits that help maintain good physical health. The higher up you rise, you're going to notice that the more important it becomes to prioritize, set clear goals, avoid multitasking, and tools like calendars, to-do lists are going to prove very helpful and effective. I have this friend who always says, if you want something done fast, give it to the busiest person in the room. Every minute to them is golden. So while at it, you also want to consciously disconnect from work during your personal time. Are you able to delegate responsibilities to your team members, or even distribute the workload more evenly and avoid becoming overwhelmed? Delegating shows the amount of trust that you have in your team members, and it also empowers them to bring out their best, to bring out their creativity to the fore. We're going to discuss it a little bit further down in the video. Just ask yourself, what does relaxation look like to you? Does it involve meditation, deep breathing exercises, those long, hearty conversations and storytelling with your close friends and family? These are elements that help you stay grounded in something that is more tangible beyond your work. And research has shown that your body needs approximately 1 month to recover from stress. So here we are talking about normal healing and recovery, where your body comes down and out of that heightened arousal, the high energy levels subside and the body resets itself to its normal state of balance and equilibrium. You want to be mindful over how your brain regulates the fight or flight response from stress. And we delve layers deeper into this subject with my clients only because stress is a big factor in mental fitness. It can be the sole definer over whether you succeed or fail in your career, whether you enjoy your job or you merely survive just for the paycheck. It is important to know how to consciously engage your brain to bring out the best, even in the most stressful situations. And this is because you cannot avoid stress, but you can discern between the good stress, the one that helps you grow, and the bad one that turns you on a downward spiral. If you're getting value from this video, please meet me in the comment section below. You could have been stressed out, but you just didn't know how deep the knife had cut. I honestly love reading from you. And then you want to ask yourself, what are the key areas where I require balance? Especially if you are in a leadership role. It could be time management, how do you plan your days before coming into the office, during working hours, after work? How do you plan those days? How much time do you have for impromptu meetings and any unplanned for situations? This is where you can tell yourself you might need the Eisenhower matrix to help streamline your daily agenda. Plan around the most and the least urgent projects and then squarely address the deadlines. When it is planned for, it is going to be acted on faster than when it is unscheduled. Or maybe you struggle with delegating tasks, believing that some projects can only be carried out by you if success is to be expected. When you don't delegate, you have more workload on your plate, which means that you as the leader will have less time to lead or even carry out tasks that specifically require your expertise. So while you're overloaded on one side with work, others might be feeling underutilized and probably bored in the same office. The higher up the management hierarchy you climb, the more you are going to be expected to delegate. So if you're running low on this trait, you can easily be passed over because delegation is a necessity to alleviate workplace stress for managers. But also this is a teaching and team empowerment tool. You could also be having a hard time setting boundaries. And you could be asking me, how so, Nancy? Well, do you check your emails and take work calls outside of work hours? How often do you think about work while on vacation or on weekends? What do the lunch and tea breaks mean to you? Are you the kind of person that uses 15 minutes out of the regular 1 hour and then dash back to the office out of guilt? Or do you even overlook and just forego the breaks altogether? Do you leave your notification bells on in case you miss an important email from work while you are away? Establishing clear boundaries between work and your personal life is going to help you maintain balance without experiencing any unnecessary guilt. And how about self-care? Work-related stress can affect your physical, mental, emotional health. And if you want to enhance mental agility and emotional resilience, especially if you're working in a high pressure work environment, you're going to need to include some form of physical activity behind the scenes. Exercise contributes to clearer thinking, more effective problem solving, and increased ability to manage stress and recover from mental fatigue. And this goes hand in hand with eating right and getting sufficient sleep. The first step to finding a solution is recognizing and admitting the impact of stress on you, then addressing it squarely. So I'm going to give you some actionable tips that you can start implementing today and see change right away. Starting with getting an accountability partner. You want to get an accountability partner, someone in your inner circle who's going to sound the alarm when they notice a negative change in your habits that is connected to your work. In leadership, your team members may struggle when you become vulnerable. Too soon, out of the blue, it can come across as a weakness, hence the need to foster open communication, encourage feedback, and promote that culture of mutual support and collaboration. Just tell yourself that the sensitive information is for your inner circle, your time-tested, judgment-free zone, and then the humanity behind your realities, which everybody is allowed to see, can be shared with your team. Show them that it is okay to not be okay all the time. Then you might also want to revisit your daily routines. What do you include in your morning routine? Right from the time you wake up. Your regular exercise routine. What does your downtime look like? How do you nourish your mind, your body, your soul on a daily basis? You can include stress management techniques like meditation for those who love meditating, alone time, me times, those who like their time alone, deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, time blocking. You will have a sense of control over your stress levels. And this is where bias to self pays off. You're only useful to an organization when you are in the best shape health-wise. And then the next one, go beyond the present. Start envisioning your future, balance self, and set long-term goals for maintaining this kind of balance. And this is going to call for continuous improvement on your part. Flexibility, to the changes in strategies. I wrote this book called Lead Outwardly Loud, where I discuss how breaking down projects into pint-sized manageable goals has a way of giving you more tangible results, leaving you fulfilled for the long run. You'll notice that small changes consistently acted upon will go a long way. You may also have to implement time tracking software to ensure balanced workloads as a way of leveraging technology to make your work easier and more streamlined. Just think of the project management tools that come in handy to help you organize, track, and manage your work, especially if you're handling large teams on a regular basis. And then tackle your to-do list daily. Theme your days if you have to avoid feeling overwhelmed. And as a leader, you want to lead by example in maintaining balance, practice regular self-care, continuously seek feedback from above and below to maintain productivity. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and press the bell to be notified whenever I post new content along these lines. And if you consider yourself a workaholic or you struggle to find balance between your professional and personal life, this is something that I work on with my clients, and I'd love to work on it also with you. Simply fill a spot in the calendar link in the description box. I'll get in touch with you, and if my services match your needs, then we'll take it from there. If they don't, it's still okay. I have resources that can help you right off the bat so that you can just get this out of your way. Thank you so much for your company, and see you on the next one. Bye.